Thank you, doctors, for your time. In this, we are going to discuss the key mistakes that's actually the doctors do while making the digital marketing efforts. In a specific terms, why the most digital marketing efforts, why most doctors are not getting good results from their digital marketing efforts. Most doctors are often complaining that, especially in case of SEO and social media, there are many doctors and dentists who will say, I've hired an SEO agency or I've spent so much money on social media, and there were some walk-ins, but it was very less. The actual conversions were very less, and at the end of the day, it was a mediocre, soulful experience, and I've decided to stop it, or it was not worth so much of spending money. Uh, Many doctors will say that SEO agencies only fool people. So whatever be the case, the real reason is you as a good doctor are not getting good results from your digital marketing efforts. So what are the key mistakes why you are not getting the good results? The standard mistakes that's made by the good-hearted doctors, right? First understand, we are a small business. You are an entrepreneur. You are a docpreneur. I call it docpreneur. Doctors are like entrepreneurs selling medical services, right? You are not a multinational with millions of shareholders company. But these are certain concepts that if you fix it to certain extent, to much extent, you are going to optimize the results and your returns from entire marketing, not just digital, but both the digital and the traditional ones. The first of the key mistakes that doctors do why they do not get good results is there is no KPI criteria for a walk-in conversions. So what doctors are doing is, I'm spending so much money on social media. I pay such a good, I've got a very good designer or a video editor and or an SEO guy, and I found him such a good one. So I'm paying him so much, $750 or $1,000 for designing really wonderful creative graphics for my social media or the SEO or things like that. But the criteria are more in terms of, I'm paying this much money. There is no clear criteria for what is the number of walk-in conversions these persons can guarantee you. You might be spending $1,000 per month on social media, let's say for example, or video editing for example. You might have hired a professional video editors for your YouTube channel. Might be you might have hired the best of the class creative people to design a wonderful creative graphics for your dentist treatment, and that's really attractive, getting you lot of likes and shares. But what about the walk-in conversions? The whole reason why you're active on this digital platform, may it be social media or SEO, is to get a walk-in patient, your actual patient and actual conversion, not in order to get your likes, shares, viewers, subscribers. So there is no KPI criteria, a standard guaranteed criteria. This KPI I'm going to discuss this thing in later. This is called, in management jargon, this KPI concept is called key performance indicators. So whenever a management consultant is hired by all these multinationals, if you might have heard about McKinsey consultant, this MBA is a top elite MBA from IIMS or Harvard, and he was hired by McKinsey Consulting Agency or BCG, Boston Consulting Group. So when these kind of high performing, high paid consultants are hired by multinational, so they normally have a certain indicators, there are certain expected performance indicators to set the expectations, and these performance indicators are called KPI. So what is the result in terms of deliverables you can expect at the end of the day? So it is called key performance indicator. KPI is a short form of key performance indicator. So when you actually are thinking about hiring a social media or an SEO or whatever kind of digital campaign you are thinking about, you need to have a performance indicator in terms of actual walk-ins. Your mental thinking will be, what will be the guarantee in terms of actual walk-in conversions? How you can guarantee me a walk-in conversion, right? So if you are like for example, if you are doing with the Google Ads thing, because I personally done Google Ads, I've been into digital, and basically I was hired more for the Google Ads consulting and SEO thing. So I know, for example, In Google Ads, Google is a very transparent software. It doesn't care about digital guys. It doesn't care about the clinic doctor. Google is, as a company, is a most ethical and trustworthy, transparent company. So if there is a click, someone is clicking on your Google ad, uh, that doesn't mean that they will give you a phone call, right? So but there is certain indicators. The click on your the number, if someone is clicking on your Google ad, that is an indicator that out of some of them will be eventually giving you a phone call, and out of some of those who are giving you a phone call might be coming and walking in. So there have to be these kind of performance indicators, right? And you should know what is the rough conversion percentage from leads into actual walk-in conversion. So what is the cost per lead and what is the leads versus conversion percentage figure? How much of the leads are actually converted into walk-in patients? So what is the that leads to conversion ratio, right? Now, the another problem that I'm seeing a lot of doctors are, they're posting on social media or videos, they are only thinking about bombarding people with lot of posts and lots of videos, uploading lots of videos. While this videos or your Facebook post will get you a lot of shares, views, subscribers, but they will not essentially and a lot of popularity. It will give you a lot of popularity in online thing, but popularity does not guarantee you actual walk-in customers, right? The another way I actually have read this kind of this saying, I do not remember which author have said this. Uh, Popularity doesn't pay you the bills, profitability and conversions does pay the bills. So please understand, you're wonderful if you're posting a lot of videos or really attractive Facebook post and thing. You might get a lot of shares, views and subscribers, followers on your online, right? This will make you very popular, but it does not guarantee you, it will not guarantee you an actual walk-in conversions. Please understand, you are paying money from your pocket. You are not a big multinational or very rich person, super rich, or you are not into politics kind of business, right? Your popularity as a doctor on online doesn't pay the bills that you are going to get. The profitability and the walk-in conversions will pay the bills, right? So let's accept it. Another big reality, when you as a doctor are active on social media, any kind of social media, what you want is walk-in patients, actual conversions. But when you actually think about the posting on YouTube or things, what you're actually thinking at the back of your mind is, if I'm making this kind of video, maybe this kind of video will be a really good thing for my YouTube channel and I will get a lot of likes, shares and subscribers, right? Not I will get a lot of walk-in conversions. What you should be thinking, how much will be the walk-in conversion? What is the guarantee? What is appealing to my local area base, which will guarantee me a comparatively more conversions? I want more and more walk-in conversions. I want them in 5 kilometer radius, 10 kilometer radius in my local area. That is what I want, right? These concepts are explained detail in the YouTube question and answer live strategy video. So please check again on this. So we are going to discuss that thing in deeper. This concept is called have some performance indicator in terms of actual walk-in conversions. This is the first thing you need to think. The second thing you need to think is the customer's cost per acquisition. When the doctors are spending money on digital, or whether you are spending money on digital or your traditional marketing, most doctors says I have a budget of $750 for the social or $500 for the SEO per month. I'm spending like $500 per SEO, right? I'm doing it because everyone else is doing it, so maybe it will have some conversions. There's no guarantee and a security of how much will be the conversion. Okay, ignore that. Maybe I'm biased, right? But what about the cost per acquisition? You are spending $750 on social media. You are spending $500 per SEO. Is it justifying a cost per acquisition for your customer? Let's say you spend $500 for the SEO guy. SEO guy is doing a really wonderful job and you get 3 new customers because of your SEO, and you are able to track them. You are able to track some way or other that this has come strictly because of the SEO efforts. For spending $500 for 1 month on SEO with a tracking mechanism, with a guaranteed, you got 3 new customers, only 3 new customers per month. So per lead, cost per customer acquisition, $500 divided by 3, is this you are willing to pay? Does it justify return of investment? How much you are charging from that customer? $50 for that consulting fees, $30 for that consulting fees, $100 maybe for that dental treatment. $500 divided by 3 approximately comes to be about over $150. If you are charging like $100 or even $50, $70 for that customer, you are not justifying cost of investment for in terms of what you are investing. So you have to actually think from these angles. You are spending $500 on SEO, absolutely okay, terrific. How many guaranteed customers you are getting from it? 3, 4, 5 new customers for $500, right? That means $100 you are spending per new customer acquisition. What about the cost per lead? You are spending $750 on social media. It is giving you some phone calls. The phone calls are not conversions. You are getting some phone calls. It doesn't mean that the person is actually decided to walk in. The conversions are actual walk-ins, right? So how much is the cost per lead? How many phone calls you got when you were spending like $750 on social media, and maybe you get something like 15 phone calls, 15 phone calls, and you are able to track that this is strictly coming from social media activities. Now 15 phone calls from social media means, and this is a phone call. A person is giving you a phone call and saying, doctor, I found you from social media, and I want to inquire what is the prices and what is your fees, because I want to come to your clinic. This person have not yet converted. This person is just an inquiry. It is a lead, and he's explicitly saying, let's say he's explicitly saying that I got your number from social media, and you're spending a $750, and the total number of leads you get using this is 15 in the entire month. So 750 divided by 15 is like $50. You are paying $50 per lead. Is it justifying the cost of how much you are taking the minimum consultation fees from that customer? $100, $20, $10, $15, but you are paying like cost per lead and cost per acquisition like $50, $100, $150. This is the maths that you have to do first before you actually decide to go ahead with it. This is what is the reason why most doctors are not getting good return of investment in terms of digital efforts. They are not doing this thing beforehand, right? So another thing is, once you have done this cost per lead, cost per new customer acquisition, and such mental calculations, the another thing you need to think is this particular strategy, let's say SEO, spending on social media, would be a better right fit to give you better return of investment, or spending thus allocating the same budget on SEO will give you a better return, or allocating the same budget on our traditional follow-up systems and word of mouth will give you a better return of investment. This is what you have to start thinking, but after later stages. But the first thing you need to think is, what is the cost per acquisition of new customer and the cost per lead. This is the mental calculation you have to do before you even think about spending a single money on marketing, a single penny of marketing. Before that, you have to think about the cost per lead and cost per new customer acquisition. So I hope I was able to communicate the concept. This is the reason why most doctors are not getting, this is another reason why, major reason why most doctors are not getting good return of investment in terms of the business coming. Now, marketing and sales funnel concept. Every single of my client who have had a digital agency, I ask them, does you and your digital agency have done an exercise like sales funnel, marketing funnel? And none of them said no. I mean, none of them have actually done this sales funnel and digital marketing funnel exercises with their digital agencies, and also the right buyer persona exercises with the digital agencies. Another reason why your money is going in drain. So this concept is called marketing funnel or sales funnel. It's a very popular concept in MBA. Nowadays, this concept is borrowed from attention, interest, desire, action, It was originally populated by Mr. Elmo, a step purchase cycle. There's a separate video which explains this entire marketing funnel concept, why it is an extremely important thing for a doctor to think from these angles so that you are not losing money in drain. Else you are in your marketing channel or your marketing process, the money is going in drain. So if you fix this, do this mental exercise with your digital agency guys and the right buyer persona thing, you are able to fix a lot of plugs inside the loopholes in your existing marketing sales funnel. There are two marketing and sales funnel. The latest one is a digital sales funnel, which is totally focused over digital activities. Both of this marketing and sales funnel is explained in a separate video, which is attached. So I request you to watch that video and understand the concepts. Ideal patient avatar. This is an extremely important thing. I've seen doctors who are spending money on digital. Their digital agencies and they themselves are not very clear about what is and have not worked on sit together and done a one-on-one brainstorming on what is my right buyer persona, what is my ideal patient avatar. It is also called the targeted group of patients. So these things you need to plan beforehand, sitting one-on-one brainstorming with your digital agency. I've found most of the doctors not doing it. They are simply spending because they got some really good creative guy who's a very good designer, and he's willing to, and they like the designs, and they thought, probably I should hire him for managing my social media because he's a very good designer, he's a very good creative person. I liked his design, so my social media post will get viral and I will get lots of patients. No, sir. You need to actually understand the other aspects, which is the right buyer persona, which is called ideal patient avatar or a targeted group of prospects, and you need to mix it with your marketing funnel and sales funnel concept, right? These things you need to think beforehand and work, brainstorm along with your digital agency guys before you spend money on digital, before you plan your digital marketing campaign, right? Now, for example, what is this idea of this right buyer persona or a right ideal patient avatar? For example, you're a physiotherapist or a cardiologist. Now, normally, a person who have a heart-related surgery for a cardio-related person, or a serious knee pain, back pain, heart cardio pain, is of an age group which is 40 years or more. So mostly they are mid-senior age persons, or they are retired old people type of person who require a cardiologist, heart-related thing, or a physiotherapist, right? Just opposite. So the right buyer for a physiotherapist or a cardiologist is those persons who are at a mid-senior age group, like 40 plus, 45 plus, and they are retired and or the old age people, right? Just opposite for a pediatrician, the child doctor. A child doctor, the ideal patient are those young couples. Those young couples who are in the age group of 24 years to 36 years, right? And they have kids which is like 2 to 6 years old, or 0 to 6 years old. Their kids are less than 7 years old. Normally the couple whose kids are less than 7 years old, these couple themselves will be in the age group of 24 years to 36 years. There might be some couples who have 3 teenager kids now, but if there is a couple who have a 3 teenager kid, the teenager kid family will go to a family physician, not to a child doctor. So a family which have a teenager kid is not a right prospect, is not a right targeted group, right buyer for the child doctor. Once again, I'm explaining the same concept. For a child doctor, the right buyer is a young couple, a family with kids under 7 years of age. The couple age, the young couple age, the young couples are normally in the age group of 24 years to 36 years. How you are going to differentiate the concept? Let's say there is another couple, a family who have teenager kids. The teenager kids family is not a right prospect. It is a wrong buyer for the child doctor, for a pediatrician doctor, because the teenager kid family will go to a family physician or general physician. They will not go to a child doctor. But a young couple whose kids are like 3 years old, 4-year old, they will need a child doctor, they will need a pediatrician. And the age group of this young couple, the male and the female, the mother and the father, will be in the age group of 24 years to 36 years. uh, what is the another important thing where when you decide for the ideal patient avatar or a right buyer persona, very important concept is what is their purchasing power, what is their annual earning capacity. So an ideal patient avatar or a right buyer persona in your local area, in your particular local area, the local area where your clinic is there, what is how much they earn on an annual basis. So can they afford their your fees? That's the first thing. And can if you decide to choose to increase your fees, raise your fees, can they really afford it? Is that budget oriented middle class and lower middle class kind of person with less earning capacity, or is your local area where your clinic is, they're affluent and higher middle class rich type of people who are earning a lot of money, and they will go for the best treatment that they can afford, right? So these are the things again that you need to think about the right buyer persona. When you are customizing it from a doctor medical angle, you have to include the local area aspect, very important. So very important thing is how much of this right kind of person in your particular local area where your clinic is based, in your 5-10 kilometers radius of your clinic, what is their annual earning capacity, what is their purchasing capacity, how much is their psychological mental makeup, what is the year age range, where do they work. These kind of things you have to do beforehand. This is called ideal patient avatar or right buyer persona. How do they think, what kind of works, job or occupation they do, what is their age group range, how they look, what kind of things they prefer to work, where they like to hang on online and offline. These are the places you need to think beforehand before you actually decide to go ahead with the marketing thing, whether you are going with digital or things, whatever traditional marketing, right? uh, Now another mistake that I found most doctors actually doing is when it comes why they are not getting good results from this digital marketing efforts, is messing up with the right way, right people, and right timing. Often they are procrastinating on seriously implementing the free stuff. What the doctors do basically is, when I was once pitching to an Indian doctor and the zero cost in the initial first year of my making the zero cost. And when I gave him, sir, that it is about using free things, and he said his response was, nothing is free. There are no free lunches in the world. And my immediate response was, sir, these are the list of free items that you personally use for your life. Google, Facebook, YouTube, WhatsApp, email. All of these are free. All of these are free. Now, his response was, like many other doctors, so what? Everyone knows this. I've been using this. It doesn't generate me patients. Most of the exercise of zero cost ethical marketing is based on using these free things in the right way. How to use YouTube question and answer live to generate more engagement, interaction with the patient, acting it like a free health camp kind of video consultation thing, right? This is what I've explained it in another video, which was of gynecologist Dr. Rupal's, why Dr. Rupal's YouTube channel is getting more viewership and more subscribers because she is using the question and answer live with free video consultation strategy, unlike other doctors who are just posting a lot on the video. What is the idea here? The idea is here is using the same channels in the right way, a way that really attracts right kind of prospects, in a way that increases the engagement, it increases the walk-in, it increases the high probability, higher chances of conversions, right? The another thing, the entire follow-up systems is in this zero cost methods are based on the right timing, especially the speedy cash flow strategy, which is a very popular thing here. The care messages, which is very popular, the entire follow-up system on care messages, it is all focused over the right timing, right people. Again, just above in the last example I talked about right kind of prospect, right kind of person, is he ready right enough at this point of time. This concept of right people is also in the sales jargons is also called hot leads or the warm leads, who are right kind of prospects, and how you are going to nurture relationship with them. The point here is why most doctors are not getting results from their digital activities is they are grossly underestimating these things. The reason why they are underestimating is they are not using it in a right way, right timing, right people. 100 years, 50 years back, 30 years back in 1980s era, 1970s era, there was no such thing like internet. Yet, a good doctor, a successful doctor who had a nursing home, they were also the richest persons in the town. So, if in 1970s era, when there was no internet, a successful doctor was amongst the richest person in the town, then today we can do much better if we mix all the traditional concepts with these new concepts, right? So why the doctors are saying, you're not getting anything from free? First, you are not aware about these techniques, or you haven't given sufficient time, researching or doing the brainstorming and trial testing, what can be free things, how you can use these free things, like, the same WhatsApp, the same email, the same YouTube, in the right way, right timing, right people, which is what I did for over 1.5 years, and eventually developed this zero cost ethical marketing. So hope this was interesting. Now, a common sense thing is, if you like this, some of the ideas, not all of them, if you see that some of the mistakes you have personally done, like you have not done the marketing sales funnel, you have not included the cost per lead and cost per acquisition conversions, you have not done so these kind of mistakes, if you think that you have done prior in the marketing thing and you got dissatisfied results, it's a common sense thing that, when you're redesigning and thinking about the marketing, let's first explore the free ways by which you can save as much on this marketing. Even if you are able to save 20% of your ongoing marketing budget using free ways of zero cost lead generation, the strategy zero cost follow-up systems, 20% is a significant amount of money to let it go in drain or leave it on the table. So the common sense dictates is, let's first think about the free ways or the zero cost ways, which is explained in the main course. And then if you really need it, then you can think about the paid marketing, like, digital or social media or SEO or whatever, Google ads or whatever you want to go ahead with it, right? So this was very much the key mistakes why doctors are not getting good results from their digital marketing efforts. Once again, the quick recap: there is no guaranteed key performance indicator criteria in terms of walk-in conversions, whatever marketing they are using it. The second is, doctors are not calculating the cost per lead and the cost per new customer acquisition in the mental calculations. The right buyer persona or ideal patient avatar, this is the brainstorming that they have not done along with their digital agencies. This is also called target group, or in the MBM marketing jargons, at the multinational levels. Marketing and sales funnel exercise, this is an extremely important concept. There's an entire video that is totally focused over what is this marketing funnel and sales funnel, and there's a new concept which is called digital marketing funnel. So there is an old traditional marketing funnel and there's a new digital marketing sales funnel. Both of this has been explained in the separate video, which is targeted, whose title is sales funnel, digital marketing sales funnel. So please watch that video. Now, naturally, another reason why most people are not getting good results is they are messing up with the right way, right timing, and right people on seriously implementing their free stuff like email, WhatsApp, same YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, social media, things like that. So this is very much in this video. Hope this was interesting. Thank you for your time.